Hey there everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video on Streaming Store. As the year 2020 is coming to its end, Netflix releases the fourth season of The Crown that evokes excitement in fans around the world. The show traverses the less-known historical events of the British royal family. After 3 seasons of building up the story, connecting the dots and captivating a large audience's attention, Season 4 is here and the following are all the reasons why it's definitely worth watching. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. Alright, let's get to it. Before Season 4, 3 other seasons perfectly encapsulates the essence of the royal family. Each season was utilized in traversing the historical chronicles that happened in the royal family and exploring the stories of kings, queens, princes, and princesses. This helped the audience in understanding the history on a much more intimate level as it humanizes the royalty and shows that the two are human beings. Despite their lives and relationships also have ups and downs, the first 3 seasons built up the story that led towards the destiny and journey of Princess Diana and Prince Charles, which has been explored in quite detail in Season 4. It covers a full picture. It's not entirely out of the line to say that most of us grew up watching the British royal family in utter curiosity and awe, for they were a single entity still reigning powerfully in so many parts of the country and preserving their supremacy. The glamour, the power, the riches, it all seemed like coming out of a fairy tale book. Except it is very much real, and it has been long since they've been the source of our fascination. That is why it is so widely believed that Diana Spencer, the wife of Prince Charles, captivated the attention of people so fast because of her belonged to a family of a common man. She was one of us, not of them. A fierce woman who desired independence. That is why she dared to transgress many of the British monarchy's rules. The Crown's 4th season is created to unfold the story of Princess Diana and to dissect her story from a closer lens. Throughout the season, we see how Princess Diana and Prince Charles started developing an infatuation with each other that instead of blooming into love was actually evaporating. What makes this show special is the fact that there are numerous documentaries on Netflix that explore the dynamics of their relationship and the historical facts attached to it. But The Crown investigates the story out of isolation and consider other facts that were many significant events happening simultaneously that ultimately had an effect on Charles and Diana's relationship. The show covers the full picture of their relationship and represents the tumultuous situation of Great Britain with its failing government and prevailing patriarchy that molded the story of Diana. So it's a new and fresh perspective to see, and one must not miss it. Complex history of Princess Diana. The show simply does not oversimplify the life of Princess Diana, her relationship with Prince Charles, her addition to the British monarchy, and her vilification occurred in linear progress. The show cleverly represents the events that happened in a way that explains that Diana was not just an audacious and brave princess like the popular and oversimplified narrative, but actually goes deeper into explaining what led to what. For example, in the beginning, the season asks us to sympathize with Prince Charles as he's stuck between choosing the overtly criticized in royalty, a divorcee Camilla, or a beautiful, simple princess Diana. It goes on to show that Diana simply could not settle with the patriarchal structure of family and take the role of wife. Diana harbored a love for humanity in her heart that she had to strive towards. The British royal family is known to stay away from charity work to avoid being looked at as a democratic governing body, but Diana could not hold back despite belonging to a privileged background, a family of respectable people. She would often visit slums and underdeveloped countries and was particularly very passionate about the cure of AIDS. This made Princess in the eye of citizens, but the royal family vilified her. The show covers the intricacies of the events very beautifully in Season 3, and it is definitely something that has not been shown before. The female empowering storyline. If the power play and one-sided dynamics had gotten a little monotonous in the previous seasons, you are in for a treat. In Season 4, tables have turned and a fresh perspective is unfolded. In a world that is condensed with male power, it is absolutely invigorating to see female representation in the show. Granted, since the beginning, Queen Elizabeth was declared the queen at the beginning of the show, but it still cannot be denied that the world inside Buckingham Palace is extremely patriarchal. The rules and royal manifesto everyone has to abide by are based on the values that are ruthlessly dipped in patriarchal values. The show very vividly depicts the undertones of misogyny that laced every decision, and in doing so it also showed how female leaders rose to power. Diana's defiance towards the norms of the family and the gendered roles that were expected to be followed and traversed and understood in great depth throughout the season. Yet the most interesting thing about this season is the depiction of the end of 20th century British society when modernization was at its peak and traditionally was abating. Women were rising in power and making important decisions. In Season 4, Margaret Thatcher becomes the Prime Minister of Britain, and we consistently see how she was ridiculed by the misogynistic minds of the time, with consistent utterances of phrases like women are emotional. Yet we see her being a force driven by her sheer intelligence. We see how she was constantly being scrutinized by a patriarchal lens, even by the Queen herself. It's also very interesting how the show portrays the relationship between the women in authority and how they serve to have each other's back. This is by far the most exciting theme that Season 4 has brought with itself. The mental health stigma. Mental health is a very common issue that people of all ages can suffer from. Even in the contemporary world, there is a stigma that revolves around mental health that prevents it from becoming a common discourse. But this stigma was worse in the last 100 years. British royal family is no exception, nor are the members of the family are immune from getting mental health issues. Yet the topic was extremely stigmatized in the family, and the most wonderful thing about Season 4 is that it covers the intricacies of mental health in the context of the royal family. The team's effort to sensibly portray the gravity of the issue is extremely commendable. The show's responsibility shows the struggle of Princess Diana, especially during her pregnancy when she went through extreme depression and had to deal with bulimia, the consequences of which she had to live with until her very death. It also shows the reflection of Princess Margaret's suicidal ideations and the helplessness of the situation. From the beginning of this show, we are seeing bits and pieces of the insides of the family, despite knowing not all of it is true. But in this season, we also discover how the British royal family sees mental illness as a weakness. Even therapy was considered as a sign of weakness. This brings a new light on the show that not all of us were aware of, and it's interesting to delve deeper into it as Season 4 progresses. The show is catching the attention of the members of the royal family as well, which is concrete proof of the fact that the storytelling is effective, and that is why there is something special about it. Besides, the beautiful cinematography and the talented actors make it definitely worth watching. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then let us know by liking the video. Stick around for more amazing content, as we will be soon seeing you in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.